remember the night I told them I was going to be a painter. Not just dabble or do it for fun. No, I was serious. I wanted to turn my passion into a career, to spend my life capturing the world in color. The room fell silent, then erupted. Laughter, mockery, that cruel edge of disbelief. My father shook his head, voice thick with condescension. You're wasting your life on a childish dream. Do you even understand how ridiculous you sound? You're embarrassing this family. They dismissed me like I was a fool chasing shadows. My mother's eyes filled with disappointment, like I'd betrayed everything we stood for. My siblings snorted, calling me dreamer and crazy. They told me I'd fail, that I'd be broke, that I'd end up back home with my tail between my legs. The family's shame. But I cut my ties that night. I left that house with nothing but a battered sketchpad and a storm of rage fueling my every step. I wasn't going to let their rejection define me. I was going to prove them wrong. I was going to become the artist I saw inside me. The years that followed were brutal. I toiled in coffee-stained studios, scraping together meager commissions. Every rejection felt like a dagger. Paintings rejected. Galleries turned me away. My name barely whispered in the art world's dark corners. I slept on couches, ate ramen by the dozen, but every stroke of my brush was a declaration of war. I knew I was destined for something bigger. Slowly, the world started to notice. Critics began to call my work raw, powerful, fearless. I was no longer the laughingstock, no longer the embarrassment they dismissed. I was the artist who'd made a difference, who defied every spoken and unspoken rule. I arrived at their house under the heavy weight of anticipation. My heart pounded against my ribcage as I stepped onto that familiar street, now cloaked in the glow of my achievements. The door opened. My family stood there, eyes wide, faces pale, as if they'd seen ghosts. My father's jaw clenched. My mother's hands trembling. I walked inside, carrying a small gift, something I painted myself, a piece that symbolized everything I'd endured. I watched as they exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what to say. Then I turned to them and held out the painting. "Remember this?" I asked softly. "It's the story of my journey, how I was mocked, how I fought through every doubt, how I refused to let your words define me." My father looked away, but I saw the flicker of something, perhaps regret. My mother's eyes welled with tears, her voice trembling. "We didn't know you had it in you." I stepped closer, voice steady and fierce. "You told me my dreams were ridiculous. You told me I was embarrassing. But I didn't listen. I fought for my passion. I fought to be seen, to be understood. And I did it not just for myself, but for every kid who's ever been told they're too strange, too weird, too ambitious." Silence fell. Then my father finally spoke. "We've been blind. We didn't see your truth. We thought success was a straight line, a safe path. But you proved us wrong." I looked around at them, grown, humbled, finally understanding the weight of redemption. I had come back not as that rejected child, but as the man who'd forged his own destiny in fire and paint. In that quiet, powerful moment, I realized I'd won. Not with money, not with fame, though I had those too, but with something far more valuable, their respect, their acknowledgement. I had returned home, not just as a success story, but as a testament that dreams, fierce, reckless, defiant dreams, are worth every struggle, every rejection, every scar. And as I left that house that day, I carried the quiet strength of knowing I'd finally, unequivocally proven everyone wrong.